What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. The Assassin's Creed saga has been an interesting one because everyone has wanted this game since before Ghost of Tsushima. And then Ghost of Tsushima came out and it was amazing and played like a perfect Assassin's Creed game. All you had to do was put in a hidden blade on Jin Sakai and change the narrative a little bit and been like, hey, the Mongols were Templars, which they were, and Jin now works for the Assassins. And there you go. That's the Assassin's Creed game. And that's what we thought we were all getting. And then we heard rumors of the next Assassin's Creed, Code Red, and that they were going to have a black samurai, and this was all 2020s during the summer of love, violence, and riotings because of BLM and St. Jesus, George, Lionheart, Floyd. Az is dead, so we're allowed to do that joke now. But here we go. Immediately, it faced backlash for all of the things from the cultural appropriation of actually Japanese architecture in the wrong period to a thing. And if I showed you all of them, I'd have a billion tabs open. But one of the things that started happening is Asian, otherwise known as Japanese in the Japanese Assassin's Creed game, started getting little upset that there's no actual Japanese samurai, that it's only a black samurai, which a little weird, even if there's possibly one example, and that is really the other rub that we'll get to. So immediately the subreddit started banning PlayStation users, and I think some of this happened on Xbox too, that were complaining first that it didn't feature an Asian male as the main, and you see this is in June, and then actually starting out first in May, it was that they were permanently banning users, disappointed that it was not Asian, and then in the second one started banning people for disliking the combat and pointing out all the agenda, because by this point we had heard that Naoe was probably going to be lesbian, and that there was a bunch of representation, diversity, inclusion, equity, virtue signals, basically. And then, God, it was a lot. It was a lot. Before I will just say, yes, everyone complaining about the gameplay, everyone complaining about all the DEI stuff, everyone pointing out the cultural appropriation of the Chinese architecture in a Japanese game, the Japan Expo trying to show this from Ubisoft, absolutely empty, also trying to give away Yasuke's sword, and it was actually Zoro's sword from One Piece. They were giving away these dolls that were supposed to be from the game, and they were Chinese instead of Japanese, and they were available on Amazon. All this at that Japan Expo booth for Ubisoft. Their stocks have been plummeting, first when the trailer first came out, and then just again the other day. They had to do a cope apology, which made apparently every Japanese gamer in the world excoriate the hell out of them, just rip them to shreds, them being Ubisoft. And that brings us today, dear viewers. Assassin's Creed subreddit now threatening to ban any players for disputing Ubisoft's original claim that Yasuke is a powerful African samurai of historical legend. And I should also note that we've done videos about this. Please just go back if you're interested. Their first historian that they were using to base these ideas that Yasuke was a full-blown samurai with a capital S was Thomas Lockley. Oh, he's been discredited and removed from Nihon College in Japan. And then the second one that came out saying that, oh yeah, totally a samurai. He is formerly of the Japanese Communist Party, and then currently in a company that is specific motivations are to push Eastern culture and things like that of that nature into the Western. So it falls right in line with DEI. And oh, you want to make this popular to black people in America? Just put a black samurai in it. They probably didn't have a Southern accent when they said that, but so yeah, here we go. That's that headline. But this is the original. This is the original statement that they were making, Ubisoft. So you can see here, a new A new creed rises. Live the intertwined stories of Naue, an underage, should be Kanochi, but instead she's a shinobi. That's a male assassin, or ninja. An adept shinobi assassin from Iga province, and Yasuke, the powerful African samurai of historical note. I think they mean the Jesuit slave that was then taken on as like a curiosity by Nobunaga, had him carry tools, do feats of strength. Maybe he had a hut. He did not have a sword and samurai armor. Maybe, and when that's the thing, is everyone's like, oh, he was a sword holder. No. The translations get a little iffy, and that's where all the things fall down. But yeah, we'll continue, because now they're at least admitting it's debatable, and that's what's leading to this banning. Against the backdrop of the turbulent Sengoku period, this remarkable duo will discover their common destiny of a bunch of gay sex, because they wrote that in. They had the specific history teacher reframing all of history as basically all of history is gay, all of history is lesbian. So that'll be fun. This remarkable duo, blah, 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 a new era for Japan, a new era, which is failing. Benoit was asked by Xbox Wire, this is a familiar setting for gamers. How does this game differentiate its take on the setting? I.e., we all just played Ghost of Tsushima. How are you going to compare to that? He responded, we're at the end of the Sengoku era, and a turning point of Japan history. Assassin's Creed is well known for its depiction of the history and accurate recreation of the world. It's what players, it used to be, and it's what players can expect with Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're showing real historical figures such as Oda Nobunaga, and a lot of events, yes, on that part, and a lot of events that happened during that time. So you're not only playing in feudal Japan, but learning about this fantastic time period. Also, we're giving the opportunity to the players to live not just one, but the two best fantasies of Japan, to be a black samurai and an underage female ninja. Oh, sorry, let me say it the way he said it. The samurai and the shinobi, Benoit concluded. And then that led to, there's a 4-page of it. This is just being highlighted because it's the part about the fact that they went from like, oh, it's super historically accurate, to having a part about creative liberties and historical interpretations. And while we strive for authenticity in everything we do, we're works that fit. So they're going back to it's a work. They went from, oh no, Yasuke, super historically accurate, blah, blah, blah. You learn about the world, always known to be historically accurate, blah, 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 blah. And now that they got called out, they're like, well, it is a work of fiction. What do you expect? And then, yes, people are disingenuously pointing out when, in second games, when Ezio fought the Pope, and it's like, come on now. All things were explained, wasn't done in public. Yeah. Here we go. So here is the subreddit. This is their announcement that even though now their two historians have been discredited, and Ubisoft themselves have released something saying that the game is a work of fiction, and that, maybe it's debatable. The subreddit, and I guess, swear to God, Reddit is just in general, for the most part, a bunch of troll demons. I get it. All right, there we go. So with the reveal of Assassin's Creed Shadows, there has been an influx of certain individuals spilling, they want to say racist white people, because that's the defense. It couldn't possibly be people actually don't like it. Somehow the Acolyte got downvoted to below 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. I guess it was all the racists, right? It's the same tactic. It's tired. So anyway, certain individuals spilling into various communities online, such as this subreddit, and raising arguments about historical accuracy. And as we are all exhausted of this tedious discussion that has been endlessly talked to death, right? You mean you're getting proven wrong, you don't like it. Not to mention exacerbated by a recent official not to mention made worse by the fact that Ubisoft fucking admitted it. We would like to give a final reminder to those participating in these debates as to what exactly this franchise is. Oh, it's good for them to be the dictators, because they, of course, these fucking fans on a subreddit are the arbiters, and they know. Jesus. Assassin's Creed is historical fiction. That means while certain locations, events, and figures may be based on reality and can even have a slight focus on accurate. Yeah, I'm not going to have them fucking fansplain to me. who it is. Yeah, and here down at the bottom they say, we are not here in this community to debate on historical record. Oh, we're here to only like the games and not have any other how far this. I used to post on this subreddit all the time too. Most of us understand as fans that while these games provide us a great look into what historical settings could have felt like and have fun comparing them to the actual record, we do not chase accuracy within this franchise and primarily play for. Well, I'm glad that that's most of you, but that's not all of us. So if you are specifically here to leave comments about your displeasure about Yasuke's inclusion or various other inaccurate details that have been pointed out in Ubisoft's depiction of feudal Japan, it is time to understand that this is not the place for this. So if you want to talk about this, if you want to talk about things in an Assassin's Creed game, don't go to any of the Assassin's Creed subreddits. So yeah, what a complete and utter shit show. Reddit is a cancer. I'm sorry. I mean, shout out to the McFarlane subreddit, which still has some really good people, and for the most part, it's just focused on figures. But everywhere else, what a shit show. And of course, here's Grums pointing out their absolute. And these are the people that call us tyrants and Yahtzees. And look at this control of speech. You can't talk about Assassin's Creed or very specific versions only, parts of it, in the goddamn Assassin's Creed sub. And yeah, I know they made it. It's their sub still. It's a very obvious example of who they are. And speaking of who they are, don't fuck with the Japanese, especially not the Japanese gamers. Already 100,000 signatures. Now, will this matter? Will they actually cancel? No, but it got that apology. Got a lot of talk about all the inaccuracies and all the pandering. That's the other thing. 10, 11, 15, actually 13 years ago, because it's a very specific date when this all changed. Basically, though, before everyone went nuts in the universities and BLM really came into existence and popped off, if we had heard there was an Afro Samurai type Black Samurai in Assassin's Creed game, we all probably would have fucking loved it. No one would have thought it was done for anything other than it was the right character and the right reason. But you've lost all that goodwill, and no amount of calling us racist or sexist or homophobic or any of the other fun things you use to explain away the reasons your shit keeps failing. Because, oh, look at Deadpool. All of a sudden that franchise fatigue disappeared real quick, right? Well, it's the same thing with video games. All we want is good stuff that doesn't have that sweet baby ink stink on it, whether it's actually them or just the same tactics. Anyway, let me know what you think of this. You still planning on buying this game? I'm not. It's the first fucking Assassin's Creed game I'm not going to buy or play. Do that. Do what you will with that one. Anyway, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And do the thing.
Well. Bye.